Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Caudalie if you don't know already. In today's video, I'm sharing my secrets on how to achieve an everyday sweat-proof makeup look. So if you love everything beauty and a little bit of shenanigans, I promise you won't be sorry. And subscribe if you're not already, because what the fuck are you waiting for? The first step, I use my Tower 28 facial spray. This is basically a toner that's gonna help to get rid of any bacteria on your skin. So the next thing that I'm gonna use to actually hydrate, my Caudalie Vino Serum. You guys know this is my absolute favorite serum. I use this every day. Oh no, I ran out. You guys know I use this every single day. This is what I use to treat my dark spots. So I like to make sure that I'm at least hydrating with a serum so it's not gonna weigh your makeup down. I also apply some eye cream. This is just how your concealer and your powder underneath your eye is just gonna sit a whole lot better. And I like to put a little bit on my eyelid as well. So that's all I'm gonna do, and then after that I would put on my SPF. And the SPF that let me see if I have it on me so I can show you, but I'm not gonna put it on today because I'm not going outside. I'm using my Shiseido SPF stick. It's SPF 50. It's waterproof. It just does the job. Wow. Now that I'm saying out loud that this is waterproof, this is probably the thing that's helping my makeup stay on, because most of the time I don't really use primer when I'm in a rush and I'm just doing an everyday look. So I feel like this will be a good primer too. So I'm gonna let this sink in. That's one thing that you want to do. You want to make sure that your skincare is absorbed, and then you go in with your makeup. Or if you want the process to go a lot faster, you can get yourself a fan as well. What you're gonna do after skincare, you're gonna make sure that you have a fan on, that you have your AC on. Wherever you're doing your makeup, the temperature is nice and cool. You're not sweating already when you're doing your makeup. Hey, this is future me. So while I'm doing my makeup, I completely forgot that even though I spoke about the SPF being my primer, I still use a primer. So don't be like me. Do not forget your primer. When it comes to skincare, I do my SPF and then I do my primer after that. I'm gonna recommend two different primers because I do love to give options. Is the one size secure the sweat. You apply a thin layer, you apply on your fingertips, you warm it up, and you wanna make sure you let it dry for at least a minute before you put on your makeup, okay? If you don't really like to use a primer, because sometimes I don't use a primer all the time, I'll just use my one size as a primer. This, I feel like since it's waterproof, it really does help with the sweat, and then I always set with this. So I feel like if you do decide to get the SPF, I feel like you don't need an additional primer. I feel like your SPF and your setting spray will be great. I would say try to avoid any heavy foundations. Go with anything that's like a tinted moisturizer, something very thin. Or my favorite, I just like to use concealer. The two concealers that I'm gonna be using are these from Kulfi. I'm so obsessed with this concealer. It is gorgeous. So you want to make sure that you find a concealer that's long wearing and something that isn't overly dewy. You want to make sure something is a matte, soft matte, or a natural finish. This shade is called Falooda Fizz, so this would be my skin tone shade. So this is what I do during the summer. I get a concealer that's my exact shade or even a tiny bit darker, and I just put concealer all over the areas I need it. Now we're gonna blend that out. Please don't use a beauty blender. Try to invest in some brushes. You can get some nice e.l.f. brushes. You can get Real Technique brushes that are nice and affordable, but please try your best to use a brush. A brush is gonna give you more coverage. The blend on the makeup, it looks a lot more even, more flawless, a lot more clean. You don't really see imperfections showing through too much when you use a brush. I feel like with a beauty blender, it really just picks up a lot of product. On days where I'm not gonna wear my makeup for a long time and I don't really care about the wear, I use a beauty blender. But I noticed that when I use my brushes instead of my beauty blender, my makeup lasts a lot longer. It doesn't crease as fast. Now we're gonna highlight. I'm using extra, I don't know how to pronounce that, girl. I'm gonna use this to highlight. Some people would like to leave their makeup as is without highlighting because they just want everything to be one color. You can do that, but honestly, I just love to give my face dimension. And you go in with that same concealer brush that you used for the first color, and this will really help blend everything a lot easier since it already has the residue of the foundation. Another thing that I do is I make sure before blending out my concealer, I let it set before I blend it out. When you do this, your makeup, your concealer, it just lasts a lot longer. It gives you a lot more coverage. If you need the process to go a lot faster, you can get your fan. I take like any foundation brush and I just go over the edges to blend anything out. This is when I start to get a little bit impatient because the concealer brush is kind of small. So I just take like a bigger brush and I just like buff everything in. I'm gonna use, I've been loving this too, it's so pretty. This is my Saie Dew Bronze in Stinson, I think you pronounce it. It blends like a dream. Oh my God, I forgot to prime. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to the past really quick to tell you guys to put on primer because I totally forgot. Okay, I'm back. Now we're gonna apply a little bit of blush. We're gonna use the Milk Jelly blush because this is actually a stain blush. So this is perfect for summer weather. I'm gonna put some on the brush because this does dry really quickly and I don't wanna mess up my makeup. So this is a really good product to get if you really like blush, and blush is always the first thing to go. So the fact that this is a stain is perfect. This is the first time I'm using this and this is freaking gorgeous. I was scared that it was gonna be too dark, but so this is in the shade Splash. It's so pretty. So now we're gonna have to set the face. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. A lot of people think that when you put on powder it just becomes too much, and a really good one that I do recommend, consider trying the Fenty Beauty blotting powder. It's a universal powder. It works with every single skin tone. There's no color for it at all. Don't mind my nails, I was on vacation. And just go back and give your makeup one more blend, because when it comes to sweat proof makeup, you want to make sure that you have enough makeup on, but you don't want a thick layer of it that if you was to sweat, you can see the layer melting off. Now we're going to take the powder and we're going to set underneath the eye. We're going to set the T-zone, our brows as well. When you're setting under your eye, try to also get your lashes. If you put on mascara and you didn't set your concealer, your mascara is gonna smudge all over the place. And you see, even though this is taking away all that shine, I still look really natural. It doesn't look super dry. It just set my makeup and it made everything super nice and blurred. So this isn't exactly gonna stop your makeup from creasing, so you definitely need a loose setting powder. This is like a natural glam for me, because a no makeup look, I'm not using any powder. But if you want your makeup to last, you want it to look flawless. When I get compliments on my makeup like this, people be like, that's a lot to do, right? I'm like, not really, but you do have to use a couple of products to achieve this look. When they say, oh, I want that natural look, they're not talking about the no makeup look. They want to look made up but naturally. Softer than a soft glam look, you know? We're gonna call it a natural glam because that's the only way I could describe it. You're gonna use a powder puff for under the eye and the T-zone area, any areas where you get super oily, because this is gonna lock everything into place and you don't have to worry about retouching. But for me, I can't just use that powder all over my face because I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation here. I have to go in with my McGrath loose setting powder in medium 3. So this is gonna be more of like my skin tone. And I know what you guys are thinking, oh my God, that's too much powder, it's too much powder. When you want something to last you and you don't want to sweat, this is the amount of powder that you need to put on. You go in with your bronzing powder that's gonna set the perimeter of your face, so you don't need to add any more translucent powder in those areas. You could just set with your bronzer. Let me turn on this AC because it's starting to get hot. Remember what I said, turn on that AC. You don't want to be sweating while you're doing your makeup. That's a big no. You guys are probably thinking, oh my god, I look too matte. I want the glow back. Don't worry about it, okay? Now I'm gonna use my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. It melts the makeup into your skin, but it also sets it, which is perfect. It just gives you that pretty like dewy glow, but your makeup doesn't melt off. See? So that's going to be the first setting spray that we use. You want to make sure that you're using something that's going to melt your makeup into your skin. I usually use the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I recently went to Ulta and I've wanted my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray for so long because she's just that girl. She's always been that girl and she's affordable as hell. I'm going to go and do my brows off camera just so we could save some time. If you are a half brow girly like me, I shave half of my brows. I only have like a little tiny tail right here because I got it to the shape that I wanted. If you are someone that doesn't have a lot of brow hairs and you feel like your eyebrows are melting off, use a pencil and then make sure that you set it with a brow powder. And then I'm just going to show you like mascara, lips, and just setting one more time. For the eyes, I don't do much. I just put powder, my face powder or bronzer. We don't need a whole eyeshadow look for the summer. It's like, yeah, you want to wear makeup. We don't want people to be like, oh, I like your makeup in the summer. No, we want to hear, oh, you look nice. And then if you still feel like you look matte, right? I'm going to put you guys on. This is my little secret here. When I just want to look smooth and flawless, but I don't want to be overly matte and just have that beautiful wet glow, I take my Merit highlighting balm and take my brush and then I'll just tap this here. And it doesn't disrupt the makeup. Like, it just gives a really beautiful wet glow. And I put this on my cheekbones. I put a little bit on my nose, and I also put a tiny bit here on my chin. See, it just looks like really pretty and glowy. Now we have to seal everything. So if you still feel like you want a little bit more glow, go back in with your natural spray. I'm gonna call this melting spray. So go in with your melting spray first. Setting spray is gonna set your makeup, is gonna lock everything in place. It's not gonna move. You're not like, sweat isn't gonna disrupt it. You can dip your face in the water and your makeup is not coming off. I would say put a good amount of that because of this Merit highlight balm. It's not gonna take away the glow into the skin because it's a cream, it's a balm. You know, if you was to use a powder and set with the one size, it's gonna make everything look matte. You guys know that lately I've been loving my Fenty mascara, but I want to give something else another try because I feel like I've been abusing her. I found this in my makeup stash. This is the Hypnose Drama from Lancome, and I know Lancome is known for beautiful mascaras, and they're always, if they're not waterproof, I know for sure that they're always water resistant, and Lancome mascara always does the job. So, and I haven't tried a Lancome mascara in a really long time, so this is the mascara. What do we think? What do we think? I like it. It's really pretty. It opened up my eyes so much. So let me just show you guys the lip combo that I've been loving lately. So I'm kind of getting tired of the brown lip liner, and I found this old ass lip liner I had from Bite. Is in the shade 042. I think maybe Bite still has their own store where you can actually make your own lipstick, your own lip liner and stuff. Super cool. It's like a pinky berry. Every time I do my lip liner like this, people think I got lip filler. Next, I'm gonna use this new Pillow Talk Big Lip Plumpgasm. Oh my god, I got it in medium deep, and when I tried this on, immediately the next day I got the lighter shade. I hope she comes out with so many more shades of this because I think this is like my favorite lip plumper right now. Look how gorgeous this is, and it gives like a nice cooling sensation. It doesn't burn. Oh my god, I'm so freaking obsessed. So this is the final look, you guys. This is like my everyday natural glam sweat proof makeup look. Like, I promise you this makeup will go no nowhere. The only thing that you have to worry about is just something that you can't control, is creasing. Like I crease mostly on my laugh lines, but that's because I have prominent laugh lines. When it comes to anywhere else on my face, my makeup stays exactly the same. But because I have laugh lines and I'm always talking, I'm eating, whatever, these laugh lines are the first things to crease. So I be wearing my makeup all day, I be sweating, I be running around, I do a whole bunch of shit, and my makeup don't be coming off. It stays exactly the same. The only thing that I be needing to retouch is the areas where I crease, and I crease winter, summer, spring, it doesn't matter. So just follow these tips and I promise you, you will be remaining flawless for the whole entire summer. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a beautiful positive comment down below. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys soon.